The global cloud computing market is absolutely booming, projected to hit nearly $400 billion by the end of this year, and Microsoft Azure is right at the front of the pack. In this kind of landscape, it seems like getting an Azure certification has gone from a nice resume booster to something much more critical. You've got huge companies like eBay, Samsung, and BMW all running on Azure, which just screams that the demand for skilled people is only going up.
It really does. You've hit on a key point there. If you're looking to get ahead in tech right now, especially in the cloud, an Azure certification isn't just a nice to have anymore. For many employers, it's becoming a clear signal that you're serious and capable. It's almost a necessity to even get noticed.
That's interesting. It feels like the sheer size of the market, that $400 billion number, directly translates into individual career opportunities. So, for someone trying to break into cloud or maybe level up their career, what's the real aha moment here?
I think the aha moment is realizing that Azure isn't just another tech platform. It's the actual engine that's driving massive business transformations for these global companies. So when you get certified, you're not just learning a few technical skills, you're fundamentally aligning your career with the core infrastructure that these major companies are betting their entire future on. It's a direct path to making yourself indispensable in a market that is only getting bigger.
Absolutely. So, with the importance clearly established, the big question is, how do you even start? Microsoft has this whole certification path, but with so many options, it can feel a bit overwhelming. Where do you begin?
That's the most common question. The good news is Microsoft has thought this through and created a pretty logical structure.
Right. They've structured their Azure certifications into four distinct levels: fundamentals, associate, expert, and specialty. Fundamentals is for the absolute beginners, even people coming from non-technical backgrounds, just to get a handle on the basic cloud concepts. Then you've got associate for people who are already a bit familiar with Azure, and expert for those with deep experience. And then there's specialty for very specific niche roles.
Exactly. And this tiered approach is frankly brilliant. It creates a clear logical progression. You're not expected to jump into the deepest part of the pool on day one. You can build your knowledge and confidence step by step, which is just so crucial for really learning something as complex as cloud computing.
It makes total sense. It really provides a structured roadmap for anyone, no matter where they are in their career. So, with that in mind, let's dive into a really popular one at that middle tier, the Azure Administrator.
Ah, the AZ-104, a classic and super important one.
Let's talk about it. The Microsoft Azure Administrator Associate Certification, which is exam code AZ-104. From what I understand, this is for the pros who are implementing and managing the core Azure services we're talking: storage, computing, identity, security, and virtual networks. And it seems you need some real hands-on experience with tools like the Azure portal, PowerShell, and the command line interface.
You got it. This is the certification for the people who are actually doing the work day to day. They're the ones in the trenches making sure the cloud environment is running smoothly, securely, and efficiently. It's all about the hands-on management of the resources that businesses depend on every single minute.
The exam covers so much ground, from identity and governance all the way to monitoring. Beyond just knowing how to use the tools, what do you think is the most critical skill someone needs to really master for the AZ 104 exam?
The real aha moment for the AZ-104 is realizing that it's not just about knowing how to perform isolated tasks. It's not just, I know how to deploy a virtual machine. The exam tests your ability to understand how all these different domains interconnect. It's about seeing how that virtual machine fits into the company's network, how its identity is managed and secured, how you monitor its performance, and how it's backed up. The AZ-104 is really about testing your ability to see the entire Azure ecosystem and manage it as a whole, not just as a collection of separate parts.
That holistic view sounds like the real key. And at around $165 and being available in multiple languages, it's a pretty accessible credential for how powerful it is. It seems like for anyone looking to be that person who manages and maintains Azure infrastructure, the AZ-104 is the clear path. So, to wrap this all up, what are the biggest takeaways for someone listening right now?
I think it boils down to four main points. First, the cloud market is massive and growing, with Azure leading the way, which means the demand for certified professionals is high. Second, Microsoft has created a clear career path with its 4 tiers of certification, from beginner to expert. Third, the AZ-104, or the Azure Administrator certification, is absolutely crucial for those hands-on cloud management roles. And finally, to succeed with the Azure services, you need more than just book smarts. You need practical hands-on experience and that holistic understanding of how all the Azure services work together.